Welcome back. Former DNI and ambassador Rick Grinnell now blasting the media, including CNN, for not reporting on President Trump getting a Nobel Peace Prize nomination for helping to broker a peace agreement between Israel and the UAE, and also the economic normalization deal between Serbia and Kosovo. Rick Grinnell saying, Americans, you got to buckle up. There's going to be, quote, more leaks, more craziness, more anonymous sources for more media bias against the president leading up to the election. Let's welcome back to the show Florida Congressman Greg Steube. Great to have you back on, Congressman.
He's
basically saying we've got a media in crisis. It's great to see you. Former DNI, acting DNI Grinnell saying the media is failing to report and they're playing an advocate's role. Your reaction?
Well, he's 100% correct, and I thought his op-ed was tremendous because he highlighted all of the huge foreign policy accomplishments that the Trump administration and President Trump has had in his almost 4 years in office, moving the embassy to Israel, brokering the first ever in a century peace deal between Israel and another Arab country, all the different things that he's done to be assertive with tariffs on China because China's been taking advantage of not only our country, but all of our economy for years and years and years, and it's been ignored. He did a great job detailing that.
You know, former acting DNI Grinnell said there's no excuse for them not reporting the fact that Donald Trump has had these policy victories. He's saying this is the way that Washington works, that Donald Trump is an outsider, Washington is run by insiders, and that the press are going to defend Washington, D.C. and their territory. There's going to be a whole bunch of attacks on Donald Trump over the next 8 weeks. What do you think of that?
Oh, that's absolutely correct, and that's absolutely going to continue. Anytime he's doing something great for our country, anytime he's doing something positive, the mainstream press isn't going to report about that. They'd rather report about the fact that he had an event and certain people weren't socially distancing or wearing masks. They don't want to talk about historic deals that this president is doing. He just here was in Florida this week in Jupiter and signed an executive order on drilling offshore the coast of Florida, South Carolina, and Georgia, a huge thing. Huge environmental policies this president has pushed forward. Have you heard anything about that in the mainstream media? They're not going to talk about any of the positive things that he's doing because they don't want to give him any credit for the successes that he's had as president.
You know, what's interesting, according to Pew Research, most people have made their judgments about the president, that his approval rating has stayed pretty stable over the last year or so. This is according to Pew Research. Despite the piling on by his detractors, it's hardly moved the needle there at all, especially in the battleground states, which really matter in this election. What's your reaction to Pew saying that the president's approval ratings are unusually stable and deeply partisan?
Well, I think it's correct that he hasn't lost support amongst his base and amongst the people that think that he's doing a great job. When we went to the event in Jupiter, in a place that's not a big bastion of Republicans, there were tons of people out there waiting hours just to see him drive by in his motorcade. He has a tremendous amount of support from a lot of people, especially in my district here in Florida. And the mainstream press isn't going to talk about that. They're going to throw up false polls. And I think most people know that they are the fake news and that they can read through the facts.
You know, Congressman, your reaction to the polls showing that Joe Biden is doing worse with Hispanic voters than Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama at this point in the race, that Joe Biden is now underwater with Hispanic voters versus those candidates, and in some polls versus President Donald Trump. What's your take on that?
I'll tell you, in my district, in the Florida 17th district, we did a survey, and he's actually has a higher approval rating amongst Hispanics in my district than white voters in my district. So if that tells you something about his support among the Trump's support amongst Hispanics here in Southwest Florida, I think that's pretty much translated across the country. And I think very many people are going to be surprised amongst the support he has both in the Hispanic and African-American community.
Yeah, depending on the state, it could be 10% to 20% of the electorate. Congressman Steube, it's always great to have you on. Come back soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.